race fans, welcome back into another edition of the NSRL. We're back here on Monday nights for the O'Reilly Series here at Phoenix Raceway for the GOVX 200. Here as always with my co-commentator in the booth, Art. How we doing?
I'm kind of excited. I like to bring up the fact that this is my worst, or my least favorite, I guess, remodeling, however they redid the track. I don't like the start-finish line here, but we are here.
To this
So
day,
we're
I
gonna enjoy
still
it.
call turns 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and vice versa. To this day, I don't understand it. But they can cut the dog leg, though, so that's cool. They go 8 wide and kill each other. Race information for tonight. 2 laps qualifying to set the field for the 200-lap main event. Stage 1 at the conclusion of lap 45. Stage 2 at the conclusion of lap 90. 3 green-white checkers, 4 total tire sets, 1 starter, 3 in the pits. Fuel run of about 80 laps, 0 fast repairs for these drivers. And we're going to send some people home. We got 39, 40, 39, 40, 41, 2, 43 drivers in here. Right at the death of practice. We'll go ahead and hide everything, and we'll quickly show you the practice results. Brett Bennett, Aiden Kirker, Bradley Gunn, your top 3, all within half a tenth of one another. Aiden Kirker, obviously very strong last week at the road course at Coda. 38 drivers set a time back to Nathan Yarnell. So those are the practice results. Let's go ahead and quickly, since we're going to send some folks home, go ahead and get right into it. Jeff Carson's the first man. It'll be Brett Bennett as well, and Chris Claude all kind of right at it. As the times come in, you'll see the drivers highlighted in red. They have to qualify their way in. Brett Bennett, strong as he was in practice, is one of those drivers. So we'll have to get 2 clean laps on the board to guarantee a start here tonight. And a host of others. Everyone below top 30 in points. And you see there, Brett Bennett, the early time to beat. Jeff Carson, Bradley Gunn, Keith Black have to race their way in on time. Donovan Bowruff slots into P2. He has to race his way in on time here this evening. Walker Thomas into the 26s. That's a statement in the 67 machine. Claude Furland slots into P3. Strong result for him. Kirker was quick in practice. Let's go on board with the driver of the 76 machine. Cutting all of the dog leg. And then this is turn 1. This is not turn 3 anymore. Slides up the hill a little bit. Should get a good run down what is the back straightaway. And to remind myself as much as anything else. Into turn 3. Point it towards the bottom. Don't clip the safer barrier on the inside. Let it rise up. That's a lap around Phoenix Raceway. First lap good enough for P1 by 4 1/1000ths of a second over Walker Thomas in the 67 machine. This is a conspiracy on the front row. You get the 76 from the 67. I think the kids find that cool or something.
They find it funny.
They find it funny. Jeremy Brown slots into P3. 3 minutes gone in qualifying, already down to 30 times. And currently slowest of the drivers that have to qualify them into the race is Dan Morgan in the 27 machine. But obviously you have the Backroom Motorsports gang, Rich Jett, John Wilco. They usually fall back on their points, so unless he gets some guys beneath him, Dan Morgan might be going home. For every driver that is in the top 30 that does not set a time, they lock in on points, just like real life. If they, you know, it's a mimic of real life. Like if they were to blow a motor or something. Oh, Steve Herring, he has to race his way in on time. Spins it out of 4 to the inside wall. Second lap. Validated Matt Mackin to P31. So Dan Morgan, Matt Mackin, Steve Herring, all in a bit of trouble here. Dependent on results elsewhere. Nathan Yarnell, currently P36. We take 38. And down to P37. Aiden Kirker still the time to beat at a 26.989, 4 one-thousandths of a second for Walker Thomas. Really up to Keith Black, you're kind of concerned at this point as the fourth man. Mike McConville goes P21. Sylvain Joly starts his lap, as does Logan Giesbrecht. It looks like Rich Jet, John Wilco, Blair, Kneebone, and Gabriel Lafrene have not yet shown their intention of setting a lap time. Giesbrecht P37, Sylvain Joly P39. Gabriel Lafrene coming out with 4 minutes to go. 08-second lap. Keeps him P39, Logan Giesbrecht. P36 after his second lap. The 06 machine, the only other man out on track. And now we can start to kind of do the math here with the Back Row Motorsports duo and then Blair Kneebone not looking like they're going to qualify. You take a look at it. Steve Herring, Dan Morgan, Logan Giesbrecht on the chopping block. And then Yarnell in 41st is in on points, so he'll get bumped in. Lafrene goes P20. Nobody else out on track. Let's let the tickers scroll back through. We can do the math. Lafrene had to get a good lap. He got it. P20 more than enough to secure his spot in tonight's race. We're going to look at 38th and below. Richard Pruitt, Sylvain Joly. There's 2. Nathan Yarnell is 3. And then Rich Jet, John Wilco is 5, and let me double check and make sure that Blair Kneebone is in on points. We'll be sending 6 of these guys home. And some of those would have felt safe with their lap. Things in the Xfinity Series, O'Reilly, see what I'm saying? So he, Blair Kneebone is in a tie for 30th with Nick Hansen, but Nick Hansen has a better overall finish. If Nick Hansen is in the 99, is he here tonight? Yes, it would go to him.
He's in 33rd right now.
Oh, he's in 33rd. So that's going to be I gave it to Hansen based on having the better finish. So let's just assume that Kneebone somehow screwed this up. I'm assuming he would have had an assurance to not go out. So you have to put Richard Pruitt in, you have to put Sylvain Joly in, you have to put Nathan Yarnell in. That's 3. Rich Jett and John Wilco's a guaranteed 5. And remains to be seen what we do with Kneebone, but they'll decide that pretty quick. So let's go. You'll see the drivers highlighted in red. We're getting rid of 5 for sure.
I wonder if they just go like well, they're both 30th.
They could do that. So let's see here. Dan Morgan, Logan Giesbrecht, Matt Mackin, Richard Mills will not race tonight as long as they don't cut a deal or owner's points or anything else. And then Steve Herring. So those are the 5 that, barring any sort of he can race in my spot or I don't, those should be the 5 going home. And then if Kneebone gets in, is it Keith Black? The next one? I think so. So Keith Black, Richard Mills, Matt Mackin, Logan Giesbrecht, Dan Morgan, and Steve Herring staring at a DNQ as it stands. So there we go. There goes Dan Morgan. I think Steve Herring realized that lap wasn't going to put him in. Logan Giesbrecht, a DNQ, a Tuesday night regular, will not make the show in the O'Reilly series on Monday. There's 3. And there his departure from the server. That's a fairly big name. He puts in some solid performances on Tuesdays, but does not make the race on Monday, and will not. These guys that get DNQ, they don't have a chance to get any more points. I mean, the guys that are already 30th and above will continue to build points. Matt Mackin, so that should be number 4. Let's bring up let's just let him finish first. Look at the 5-minute warm-up. Richard Mills, the 15 machine, will not race tonight. And so we got Steve Herring, Dan Morgan's 2, Giesbrecht is 3, Matt Mackin is 4, Richard Mills should be 5, and then we do need one more. I will answer my question on the Blair Kneebone, and it is Keith Black, the 87 machine. The Kneebone in, and that time for 30th, it was just enough. Keith Black goes home, and now show the results of qualifying one more time. Ethan Ball was the next man on the chopping block. And we'll let it come back around and we'll show you just that margin. Aiden Kirker 26.990. Walker Thomas 26.994. Jeremy Brown a 27.05. Take a look at the bottom right of your screen here. You'll see Keith Black 27.436. Ethan Ball 27.394. Just about 4 hundredths of a second separates those two from racing this evening. let's do this. There we go. That's what I want. Let the starting grid roll through.
I think some of these pictures are great.
Remember, we have no control over this.
None whatsoever. This is how some of them choose to represent themselves.
Look at Zach Osborne, man. He's up there. He got the mic in hand. He's trying to take our job. This is normally I should just get this Brandon Minto with the trophy. Gonna try and get one from P19. Very own Mike McConville, outside row 11. Josh Mertens, the Aussie from making his debut tonight. Ron Fitting, doing it for Dale. League owner Chris Claude starts P28. It's going to restart.
Oh, man.
Darn it.
I do find Aiden Kirker's very funny. It's like, you don't get one of me. Here's Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, we'll have that set up for next week for, as soon as the warm-up starts, we could talk about the starting grid. Forgot to add it back in. Zach Lindgren, we can't really show that ever. Might have to turn off driver pictures. Might have to turn it off.
I had to have a discussion. Be like, come on, man.
Yeah, there are kids here. We'll clean it up, too. All right, so that's the grid. We already saw the qualifying results one way, but I do like a good old rolling grid manual. I like it. So we'll go ahead and hide that. Art. Look what I'm about to Look what I'm about to show you.
Oh.
All right, just eyes up.
Eyes up.
Is it gonna do it? Gonna do it? Oh wait, it needs an interval. Okay. I need them to start rolling. Just give it a sec. I might even just let it sit there. Actually, you know what? Oh, wait. All right. Are you watching now? You ready?
Yes.
You ready? There it is. How about that? We got the CW up in here, baby. So, very, very cool. So we got the tower, we got the horizontal, we got everything you could need, man. But all that picks to win. Come turn 3.
Just give me Aiden Kirker.
Give me Claude Furlan, man. He's just got good speed. He's usually consistent, but I think he likes this track from that qualifying and practice time. I think he'll get it done tonight. Aiden Kirker on the pole, and we are green.
See if we get much use of the dog leg here.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Some 3 wide.
Right off the bat. Looks like Brett Kingcott started from pit road, but all 38 are rolling. Side by side for second, Walker Thomas, Jeremy Brown. Nothing in it. We'll see how many people want to cut the dog leg. Let's just go on board mid-pack. Watch them all fan out. They did survive the first lap, though.
I heard Agar getting just into the wall. Like, not exactly sure who it is, but
way up
out there not having a good time.
Is that the 90 machine or the 80 up there? Dude's way up the hill in turn 4. But look at them fan out. Through the dog leg.
69, and I believe, is it the 85 main contact?
They might be, but we also have a battle for the race lead. Jeremy Brown to the outside of Aiden Kirker. He should have a run off if he can hold it. Oh, contact. Kirker holds the lead. Bob Furland up to P4. Biggest mover right now, Gavin Fitzgerald into the top 5. Started 15th. And here comes, I believe that's the 85. It's even the 95. Corey Birkin, that was way up the hill. 02 machine of Matthew Durr right in the mix. Jared Wishin on the bottom, 3 wide through the dogleg. A lot of side-by-side. LaFrene and Jordan Smith in the 29 machine.
Got support for Minto in chat. Manifesting a win.
You'll see there at the bottom left of your screen as well, we also got some new alerts, so it'll alert us to when anyone is disqualified. You'll see the 3 drivers is now going back to the end of qualifying and getting those DNQs.
Have another Minto supporter in chat.
49 machine of Packard nearly up against the fence. He's up 4 spots, though. The alerts actually notified me that Ethan Ball was a late DQ. I didn't realize that at the time. I thought he was safe. The Brandon Minto fan club in chat right now. It's got a lot of work to do. P20. Far in one piece. Looking to the inside of Jordan Smith in the 29 machine. Closest battle on track. Further back, Brandon Muir and Nathan Yarnell going at it. And even further back, there's Chris Quad and Jeff Carson side by side into turn number 3.
Jeff Carson's struggling here at the start. Down to 33 through? Yeah.
Lost 20 spots. Actually, the biggest loser is Brent Kingcott, specifically because he wanted to start from pit lane. So he's out there running his own race right now in the 82 machine. Let's do this now that the race is well and truly underway. Let's take out the styling. We don't need the red overlays because nobody else is in trouble as it stands. He's okay. There you go. Bam. Look at this mess. I guess this is the front straight. Call it dogleg front straightaway, I guess. They are going at it. Ray Burkert trying to get that run off the top. Ross Brockman, he's +3 defending on the bottom. Mike McConville +5. He's to the inside of the 06 of LaFrene. Brandon Minto right behind him. He was able to clear the 29 of Jordan Smith. Gavin Fitzgerald in the 69 machine. Right behind Elliot Henderson, who got a piece of the wall there into turn number 1. Fitzgerald up 6 in the opening 12 laps. It's like he got a piece of the wall there. So he's got a great run here off of 4. Jackson Sims just ahead, as well as Brett Bennett in the 90. It's all about momentum. If you can get a good run through 3 and 4, first back to the throttle, carry that run all the way down the dogleg, maybe take a shortcut through it, set you up nicely for the second half of the lap. And rejoining the dogleg, as you enter into turn number 1, just making sure the car is stable, or you don't get yourself caught off guard with the 3 wide, down near pit exit. You come back up the racetrack and get yourself turned like none other than our very own Joey Logano did late in yesterday's race. Moynihan way up the hill. We'll try and prioritize that exit off turn number 4, but look how spread out they are. They are all over this racetrack. One of Aaron Mack in the mix. Moynihan from 32nd to 20th. Plus 12 for him, so he is on the hard charge. Jeremy Brown about 8 tenths out in front early. Yeah, so when you see that alert, it'll tell us when somebody goes to pit now, automatically. We have the little pit lane indicator at the bottom, but this, will show every individual person. Let's just show you when it gives that alert, specifically here at Phoenix. It's an interesting week to introduce it. This is what it says for pit entry. It said he was on pit road. He cut so much of the dog leg. That's why that alert popped up, because he was so far down to the inside.
I saw that alert, and I'm looking right at him. He is not in the pits.
He just cut so much of the racetrack.
See if he does it again.
Oh, it'll happen numerous times tonight, so we'll have to keep our eye on that. But I'd rather have it there than not for the sequence of green flag pit stops.
He wasn't as low that time.
Aaron Mack was.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be. He's trying to look for some space, man. Look at this mess. This is good racing, man. They are all over the place. They are racing for every spot from about 5th to 25th. And actually, further back, it's about 34th. I mean, look, they're side by side for 33rd, man. That's incredible. It really is. Good for the league.
Nick Hansen out here making moves, trying to, move up through the field.
Just stay on board with Moynihan here for a bit. He's plus 15. And if he gets some track position towards the end of this stage, but he gets tight there out of 4, here comes Brandon Minto to his back bumper. Oh, trouble! Aaron Mack and Corey Burkett. Back up the racetrack. Oh, I think what on earth? Okay. iRacing couldn't handle it. Left front not moving. And he'll tow. Meatball for Bradley Gunn. That's one of the notifications that we'll get.
No, man.
Yeah, that's no go. That machine is destroyed. Let's take a look at what happened. To bring out our first caution of the night. We just happened to say, oh, here comes Aaron Mack with a great run to the inside. And he just comes up at the tiniest bit of netcode. He was coming back up the racetrack, and he hits the inside wall. He's hard on the brakes. And then iRacing freaked out. Thought he alt F4'd for a second, but iRacing just didn't like that. Particles everywhere. Poor Bradley Gunn nowhere to go in the 42 machine.
I think you're going to have to spend a little money on an upgrade, brother. I'm not getting these issues.
Man, that's lame. But Brandon Muir, the 71 machine, also collected in that. We're not used to 38 car fields, brother.
I mean, your computer's not.
Apparently.
We're gonna get so many participants like racing in the leagues. We're gonna start getting upgrades.
The broadcast will pay for it. Nathan Yarnell also on pit road in the 55. Alex Princeton. Big damage, obviously, for the 95, and that'll be disappointing as he started top 10. Bradley Gunn looks like he's called it a night. And, that damage was absolutely insane. That gets us about halfway through stage 1. Lights are out on top of the pace car, going back green this time by. Pass for the lead. He passed him under the yellow, Aiden Kirker. So we have a pass for the lead notification as well. Hopefully most times we'll be aware of it. But it is there for the viewers at home. Jeremy Brown to the race lead. The O'Reilly restart zone,
jump.
and we're back underway.
Gonna be 3 wide back here for about 28th. Ooh, I think Brockton Cracker in one hand getting into it.
Frene right in the mix. There's McConville, the 02 of Matthew Durr. There's the 80 of Ross Brockman. P14. McConville trying to get a bite on the top side. As the field rolls into 3 here. Jeremy Brown and Walker Thomas up to 2. Side by side for the 5th spot. That's Zach Lindgren, Elliot Henderson. Lindgren on the bottom, Henderson up top. Fitzgerald behind him with a great look at things, and we'll go on board here. It's Fitzgerald now to the outside of Lindgren. He actually completes that pass. Brockman with a run to the outside of McConville off turn 2. The battle for 15th. And really the top 10 is it's right in front. Brockman slides up a little bit on the entry, trying to get the bite on exit.
Ooh, Richard Pruitt locks up, gets into another car, almost goes around. They're able to save it. But, incidents happen at the back.
Don't see any damage there on the 24 machine, so looks all right. There he sits P29. He's up 4 spots from where he started. Just click around, and you'll find a battle. Continues to be your hard charger. He's plus 17 on the evening, so he's cracked the top 15. Tight there with McConville. Brockman right behind him. Lafrene also on the charge, plus 3. Packard up 10 in the 49 machine. Battling away with Brandon Minto. There's Aaron Mack. Brandon Muir, Corey Burkett still on pit road from that incident. Multiple laps down, we'll just try and salvage something, obviously with the full season points. We gotta crank it up, Redemption here. We'll crank it up here at Phoenix for the first time tonight, live on YJ Media. They made it through the crank it up segment. Jeremy Brown over that time. The quickest driver over the last 5 laps. No surprise there. Blinks out just a little bit. Aiden Kirker putting pressure on Walker Thomas. Just a tad bit quicker. Claude Furland in P4 keep in touch. And Gavin Fitzgerald. And that changed that lap. Zach Osborne. One of the quickest drivers on the racetrack over the last 5 or so laps. On the last lap specifically, Brett Kinkot, he started from pit road. He is quick, even though he's back in 25th. He's going to work his way through traffic. Actually, the second best lap time on that most previous lap. Zach Osborne, quickest man on the racetrack that time by a 10th quicker than more leaders. Biggest gainers as we approach 7 laps to go in the stage. Still Daniel Moynihan plus 18, Sylvain Joly, Mike McConville, Brockton Packard, and Gavin Fitzgerald all up double digits in the opening 39 laps. Here's your lap leaders. Jeremy Brown dominant, Aiden Kirker, and Matthew Durr. No offense, but 46 machine comfortable out in front early. There's the O2 machine. I'm pretty sure he's been top 15 all night. I don't know who would let it out. You can't miss Ron Fitting on track. Look at that 3 machine. He's putting Aaron Mack under pressure. No, it's a good mix of iRating. They got people all over the place. It's more so, can you keep it clean? There's plenty in the mid 2000s, couple high, 1800, 1900, a bunch of 2000s on the dot. I think the highest I saw was 5500. And that's not even Jeremy Brown, so. It's a league race, as long as you practice, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Another thing would be making sure you have a setup.
It is open setups.
Yeah, so these guys, they're coming to compete. They likely are a part of or race with some sort of setup shop.
Not
or they go out and buy
everybody,
their
though.
stuff. I said some of these guys. But the guys at the top definitely do. You're going to tell me Aiden Kirker doesn't have a,
No,
a
he's
setup
definitely
shop
got a
in his
group
back
of guys.
pocket,
For
I would
sure.
assume.
But yeah, we sent 7 people home tonight. I mean, the league is very healthy. So, got some good stuff in place.
I will say, for the record, if you are potentially joining because of us on Monday nights, we might not be here next Monday.
We only got a temporary contract. We only got 1 more week on Mondays, and then we're back on Tuesdays.
And I believe this is the 1 more week.
No, there was 3 races.
Oh, nice.
We're back next week. But you can also join us on Tuesdays. We'll be there, not every Tuesday because the trucks don't race every Tuesday in real life. So. But whenever there's a truck race in real life, we'll be there the following Tuesday. 2 to go in the stage. Jeremy Brown comfortable 1.5 seconds out in front. Mike McConville battling away with Brett Bennett for that final stage point. 1 lap to go. I think Bennett's got it unless he makes a bobble in turn 1. Zach Osborne also trying to take away P8 here right at the death. McConville fades just a little bit. Sims holds on to P8. Jeremy Brown through 3 and 4. He'll take stage number 1. Bennett holds on to that final point.
Jeremy Brown, real slow. Waiting for the pace car.
Oh, whoa, trouble. Oh, watch out, everybody. And pits are open immediately. So let's actually just turn off the pit lane. Turn off. We don't need to know who all enters pit lane. Turn it off real quick. That's when the pit lane at the bottom, the static one, it shows the top 4, how long they're on pit lane. It's not intrusive. So everybody is in. Down to John Wilco. They're all on the lead lap. All 35 of them. Brandon Mears been on pit road for 13 minutes with big damage. Bradley Gunn out of the race. Corey Burkett also with severe damage. But hope to maybe just steal a point or something here. And somebody's motor just blew, so maybe not. Maybe he is done. Maybe just walked away from the computer. Somebody's engine blew. It was either him or Mir. So, race off pit road. Jeremy Brown, Walker Thomas, Kirker, Fitzgerald, Furlan, Henderson, Sims, Lindgren, Osborne, Bennett. And a whole host of others. Let's take a look at whose engine did blow. Mir? Burkett? I don't know. Get more information, please. No idea. Could not tell you. But either way, those guys were in a bad situation regardless. Pruitt, Alex Princeton, still on the road. As pace car coming in this time by, there's no lucky dog. Actually, Nathan Yarnell put himself a lap down in that sequence. Pruitt is going to have to get on his horse here. Alex Princeton with that second stop also put himself a lap down, but he's got significant damage to the back of that 19 machine, so definitely wanted to get that fixed up so he could fight more effectively for the lucky dog, I would imagine. Jeremy Brown through the O'Reilly restart zone. And just kidding. They brought it back out.
Yeah, they were trying to get going a little too fast.
Pace car comes out and we'll go right back in. 33 cars on the lead lap. Princeton and Yarnell going to be fighting for your lucky dog. We'll get a freebie as long as they don't get lapped a second time. Got to hold on for about 40 or so laps. Whichever one can do it. But we've re-racked the whole field together. 35 drivers would not be shocked to see another caution. To the O'Reilly restart zone this time. Wait and gets a good jump there on that inside line. The 46 machine does. Watch as this field fans out. Blimp cam not as high as I wanted it. Blimp cam here has let me down big time.
Definitely does not get all of the field.
Where's the altitude? It was a little bit better in turns 1 and 2 there. The 3 wide on the entry to 3. Packard way on the bottom of the racetrack. Kind of hurt his run a tad bit. Frene and Moynihan continuing their charge up towards the top 10. Minto right there as well, as we're so used to seeing. Moynihan plus 19. First side-by-side battle will be Jackson Sims in the 26 and the 85 machine of Zach Lindgren. Advantage Lindgren. As the Hornet's Nest forms about 15th, 20th on back. A slight bobble from the 49. on the entry, but he got a good run through the middle. Holds off the 29 machine. Jordan Smith. Donovan Boruff qualified 7th, but he is down in 27th currently in that 4 machine. Seen a lot of action out there, so he probably appreciated that caution. It was a longer stop for him, about a minute. Let's see if we can identify any sort of damage on that 4 machine. Nothing currently, but had a good qualifying time, but as it translated thus far in race trim. We really got a Hindenburg reference out of tonight's broadcast. How about it?
It's just...
Good thing we're not in New Jersey.
Oh, man.
I mean, where do you look? We're so... It's just incredible that we got 38 cars. Well, we had 38 cars. Couple of them just smacked the wall down the back straightaway there. Packard and Jordan Smith, maybe. I mean, Nick Hansen even, but he looks clean. Now that's a nice shot off turn 4 there. Off turn 2. Handful of side-by-sides. Mike McConville still trying to crack that top 10. He's to the inside of Moynihan, to the inside of the 90 of Bennett. But we'll probably lose the momentum on corner exit. They are battling away. All the way down, here we go, P24, Gavin Fitzgerald. He's making the move to the inside of Aaron Mack into turn 3. He's looking to complete that move, takes a big shortcut. Half the car length ahead. Mack fighting back on the outside. He's half car length ahead as he heads to turn number 4. I know for a fact they're overdriving turn 3. Most people do. It's almost on principle. We got calls for a tire war in chat. Is that what we need? Oh,
oh yeah.
53 was working the wheel there, side by side with the 90. He's gonna hold the position. He'll drive it in deep. McConville's actually able to get around the 90. Put McConville up to P12. He's putting Frene under a little bit of pressure. Let's take a look at McConville's progress thus far. It's kind of a steady climb. Lost a little bit on the restart. Back. Started mid-pack and knocking on the door of a top 10. Take a look at your biggest mover, Daniel Moynihan. Just a steady increase. It's P13. Battle for P2 underway as Aiden Kirker's closed back in. Top 3 separated by just about a second or so. The Xfinity banners, because it's nostalgia. We had the Xfinity series for so long, everybody liked them, and they don't want to get rid of it. Takes time. Conville to P11. So this has matched his highest running right at the end of stage 1. He's got 0.3 of a second to get wishing. But look how hard he drove it into turn 1 there. My goodness. And Brandon Muir back out on the racetrack. He at least solidifies a P36. Not on the same lap as Bradley Gunn, and puts some distance between himself and Corey Burkert. But I believe the 95 was the one with that blown engine. Conville, he's got some speed here late. I guess the middle part of this run. I thought it was longer than it was already. He's now immediately putting that 17 under some pressure, and he'll take the spot. He rolls back to the throttle quicker, up into the top 10. But nothing beats clean air out in front. With the exception of second and third, and the fastest 5-lap average is your top 5, so there is a reason. Kind of separating himself just a bit. Conville finally breaking in, though. Todd Furland right there. Conville got past Wishin, and now immediately taking it to the 05 of Brad Peters. Look how hard he drove it in there. And he'll just slide up. Peters gonna get a chance at the crossover. A little loose. Actually going to go to the outside. Caution.
We're going to have a caution.
And it is Daniel Moynihan in the 53 machine. Battling away with the 82. Oh, 82 just comes up and gets him. And he overcorrects. No! Big damage to the nose. Brent Kingcott, he started from pit lane, made so much progress. He's only up 5 spots, but he's probably passed the most cars. Not bad. I mean, it's tight, and you'll just see the bobble. He just comes up and taps him. Moynihan tries to save it. Overcorrects. Let's take a look at the onboard.
For the damage Moynihan has, it's not that bad. That's still a runnable race car.
Yeah, he just washes up, misses the bottom a little bit. You see the 06 and the 17 are tracking down. 82's tracking up. Oh, I mean, admittedly, the 53 did not give him a whole lot of room. And it was light contact, just the overcorrect that kills you. They should be able to fix most of that. I feel confident leaving the alerts on for this. You got John Wilco, Nathan Yarnell, Rich Jett, Aaron Mack, Moynihan, obviously, coming in. Randy Muir back on pit road after he just spent about 15 minutes there. But the 53 Dunkin' Donuts crew will get to work. Try and hammer that hood down and get the bear bond on it. Let's see. These guys are, at the back of the pack. Let's see. Looks like a fuel-only stop for most of them. Moynihan gets a tad bit of it fixed. Leaders are coming. Doesn't want to go a lap down. Alex Princeton won the battle of the lucky dog there over Yarnell. 90 bit of damage on the right front, but he is the only man 1 lap down. Not a terrible place to be with only 20 laps till the end of the stage. Pruitt leaving pit lane. Everybody's on the lead lap here. Pace car is in. Look it through the eyes of the fans here, which hopefully will be the final restart in stage 2. To the O'Reilly restart zone. Waiting. Gets another good jump. We're back underway.
I'll spread out they get.
That's the view we want. That's pretty. They all make it. Look at the 0-2. Matthew Durr through the middle. Excuse me coming through. How about that? Into the top 15 if you can make this stick. There's Fitzgerald. There's the 29. Jordan Smith in the mix. But what a move there from the 0-2. 0-2 picks up 2 spots. Jeremy Brown, good restart. He's half a tenth out in front. The 67 to the 76. Battle for second. Furlan's right there. Elliot Henderson's right there. 76 washes up a little bit. Furlan has to check up. Henderson trying to take advantage to the inside. Conville into the top 10. Brad Peters coming with him. Conville's got that track position. Packard way up. He got a good launch there off of 2. Oh, tight though. Hangs on to it. Clears a 69. Osborne up the hill a little bit. And if you're looking at this, Jeremy Brown, you don't have to push too hard. The guys behind you, side by side for second. You like what you see to the end of the stage here. Nothing in it between these two right now. $16 to go in stage 2. Those 6 up the hill, nearly into Brad Peters. I'm shocked that there wasn't more contact. Packard in the fence. They've been running that high line most of the night. That was not insignificant contact. Neither is that. 0-2 up into the 49. Here comes Fitzgerald 3 wide at the start-finish line, just outside the top 10. Packard nearly up into the wall again. Minto slide. He's on the high line, trying to get a bite. Not even halfway into this race. Minto up the hill just a bit. Oh, spin in front of him.
Going around.
That's Brett Bennett. Yellow is out. Don't think he hit anything. I'm shocked that wasn't bigger.
We had drivers on the brakes, drivers getting out the way, and he saved it. Able to get it going forward immediately.
A little bit of contact there with the 82. That's 82's been involved in 2 incidents in turn 1. And this one, though, the first one definitely he washes up. 90's coming down. But the 82 definitely is like, hey, I'm going for it. You be the judge. That's it, right? I mean, yeah, I don't think he was going to wash up if he doesn't hit the 90, so he gets in there deep. He's going to say the 90 made a late apex into the bottom side of the corner there. Not a whole lot of damage for either driver, and they will both continue. Yarnell says, thank you very much. I get to get back on the lead lap. There he goes. And good news for him is he can get the stage caution, pit with the lead lap cars, and fix more damage than he would have as the lap car. Yeah, it was a big send. He was going to miss that corner, I think. He was heavily committed to that corner. But the 90 really always had that, I think. And this will give us about a 10-lap sprint. Nobody wants to be off sequence on tires with only 3 sets in a 200-lap race. So no one's like, oh, I'm going to put both on a set and try and steal the stage win here. Even if you had, you'd be back in around 30th. Nobody really committed to pitting there unless it was fuel only, which a handful of them were. Obviously Bennett, Moynihan, who had prior damage. They got another tad bit of that pushed out. Brinson, he had a tiny bit of right front damage, but he got the lucky dog and on that last caution, and he's took this opportunity to work on it a little bit more. $11 laps to go in the stage.
11-lap shootout.
46 is getting such a good restart. I think it matters.
I mean, well, it's still the top 10.
Yeah.
You're going to want to get stage points.
That was his worst restart of the night, and it was only... He still got 2 tenths cleared, but they're side by side for second. He says, y'all just figure it out. I'll scoot away a little bit. As there is just a hornet's nest behind that he won't have to worry about. As most of the track has gone into the shaded portion. Pretty much all of it, just like that, sun behind the hills. More grip for all these drivers. Oh,
check up
Intuition. That was a hip check.
85 machine was slow there going in the corner, caused a little checkup.
06 washed up the hill. Absolutely bombed the 17 there. No damage though, but it was square enough. They got away with it.
And this is the battle for 10th. Those two going at it.
Caught right
82
there.
and 05 lurking.
Osborne washes up just a tad bit. There's McConville, Lindgren. Top 10 right there. 2.3 seconds from Kingcott to the race lead, first to 12th. And even if you take a look out behind, there's Fitzgerald, there's Packard, all right there as well. And Brad Peters to his outside. Tires screaming they're going to be changed in just 8 laps time. Use what you got, get those stage points. 67 finally back around into second. 4 tenths behind as we come to 7 laps to go in stage 2. Does he have anything for Jeremy Brown? Does anyone have anything for Jeremy Brown? 3 wide into 1. Oh, that's tight again. 17, I think, realized it, washed up a little bit. Trying to give himself some room. 3 wide down the back. Oh, 06 was bold on the brakes. Oh, it was 2.
They're getting into it.
Oh, 82 says thank you very much. They're beating and banging. And the round goes wishing. Oh, they're... Oh, jeez.
Oh, they're just piling in.
There it
oh,
is.
Mentos. Oh, his hood's back on.
Oh.
His hood came off with back on.
That was never going to last. Beating and banging. All right, blimp cam, please don't fail me. That'll work. So they were 3 wide going into turn number 3. There's Kingcott on the bottom, Gabriel Lafrene in the middle, Jared Wishin up top, and the 06. Look at that! You could just... he wanted it so bad. Goes in there, hip checks a 17 again. Fitzgerald gets a good run because they're squabbling in front. Let's actually just do this good thing here. Let's just take a look here. So there's the initial hip check. Here comes Gavin Fitzgerald in the 69 into the right rear. Nearly turns the 06 up the hill. Essentially does. Slides him into the 17 again. The 82 slides on by. Thank you very much. They're both slow. 69 into the back of the 06. 17 of the 06. Again, there's Brad Peters, who gets into the back of the 69. And then Fitzgerald up the hill into the 17. 06 gets hip checked again. And there's Nick Hansen sneaking by. There's Ross Brockman in the 80. Minto and Sylvain Joly, nowhere to go. Minto, probably the big loser in that one. Heavy front end damage. Yeah, that got really intense really fast. Pits are still closed. And we're gonna get what? We're actually gonna get another sprint to the finish here. What is it gonna be? 2 laps? Come around, this will be, yeah, that'll be 2 laps to go. And lights are off on top of the pace car. It'll be 2 laps sprint. Caution comes out, that'll end the stage, obviously. But you'd like to see them get 2 laps and finish it the right way. Gabriel Lafrene, for all he was just involved in, holds on to that last spot. Along with Martin Packard on row 5. Sylvain Joly, I think Randy Meir just left pit road, but so Joly actually the big loser. He's still on pit road. Minto was able to at least get back out to limp it around for 2 laps. Here we go. Green flag back in the air.
So it's going to be another potentially crazy one. Drivers trying to fight their way into the top 10.
Another good restart for Brown. That should see it out. Here's the 82 machine. He's 10th place right now. Brad Peters should, or that's Nick Hansen, excuse me, 11th. Oh boy. Contact down the back again.
Goes around.
In Cotton turn 1. That's a famous combo we've seen tonight.
He lived it though. He let him survive.
White flag in stage 1. Battle for second. I mean, there's 2nd through 10th is up for grabs, fellas. Take what you want. 76, 67. They both sliding up the hill. Henderson might be good in 4th, as long as he doesn't blow the corner. McConville making a charge here. Jeremy Brown going to sweep the stages. So we got a crash in the back. Yellow was out right before they crossed the line. I believe that was Brett Bennett down the back straightaway. Stage was over either way. He got a great run and he just got loose. Kills the left front there. Oh, don't. Oh, man. Oh, no.
Oh.
Who was that? That was Pruitt. And we'll see if he gets away with it, but I'm working off turn 2. There's Wishing. Fast car, rear end destroyed. He sees him to the inside. Assumed he's going to keep rolling down, but he stops. Aye. And then Nathan Yarnell right behind Pruitt. He assumes he's going to keep... Well, I don't know what he assumes, actually. He's rolling back, and he points to the bottom, and then he's just locked in at that point. Because he can't cut back to the outside, necessarily. 71 is there. Mir. Oh, right in the right rear. That's going to be almost race ruining right there to the 90. Be a toe link. Suspension all out of whack. Remember when I said the O2 didn't lead a lap? Well, he certainly led one now. Because he came in at lap 86. himself, Jackson Sims, Ross Brockman, Daniel Moynihan, and Brad Peters all came in right before that sprint. And that's a genius move because you don't even have to worry about anything. Just 2 laps, take it easy at the back. Everyone will come in and pit. There's hardly any difference in tires. Aiden Kirker actually won the race off of pit road of the guys that pitted at the end of stage 2. So Jeremy Brown will not be the net leader. You can't even say net leader anymore. He's just not the leader. He got beat out of pit road. A little bit of a strategy call here. And I like it because Durr, he started 12th. Jackson Sims started 6th. Brockman 17th, so not terrible speed. Moynihan, we know he's got speed. He's charged his way up through the field. And now he's got the track position.
Not going green.
One more lap to sort out everything in the back. And like I thought, poor Brett Bennett got big problems. Mainly to his right rear. Brandon Minto still on pit road as well. So he's now leaving. Should get the one to go this time, right? One pit stop required in the final stage. Don't know if they're going to be able to go green all the way. It's been getting a little chippy towards the end of stage 2, but they do need one pit stop. They have to go a little bit of a ways into the stage to get to the fuel window, but tires, probably want to run it as long as possible for bolting on what could be the last set for some guys. You take one at stage 1, take one at stage 2, and then kind of split stage 3 in half, and you're out of tires. Here we go. Matthew Dare, the race leader. Let's see how this holds up. Let's see what Jeremy Brown wants to do. P7 bottled up in a little bit of traffic. 3 wide. I imagine an aggressive move here to try and get clear.
Can you say what traffic he got down on that dogleg and went around?
Brad Peters, Aiden Kirker stuck in a bit of traffic as well. They'd normally be in the top 3. Oh, around goes Zach Osborne in front of the field. Could have been so much worse.
Yeah, I was gonna say not as bad as it could have been. Man
said, "Excuse me, I'm going down pit road." I've seen him. He'll actually have a good view of this. Oh, he must have been serving a penalty because he was already there. Just kidding. See what happened here. Exiting turn number 2 to the 16 machine. We get a little bit of help from Nick Hansen here. No, he's already loose, and Hansen just finished the job for him. Oh, and Chris Claude just a glancing blow, maybe to the right front. We'll see if Claude's okay. Walker Thomas, who battling up inside the top 3. Nearly involved as well. Mary Brown, though, to P5. Past 2 cars in that half a lap that we got. He's going to be super aggressive here on this restart, I imagine, try and get that track position. Should be getting the one to go this time by. And there goes the lights on the flag stand. About to hit halfway as well. 7th caution of the night. And 2 laps out of nearly 100. Not bad so far. Race leader Matthew Durr on the strategy call just a little bit. Not anything egregious whatsoever. Hit it at the end of the stage right before. Stayed out. And the actual stage was 2 laps later. Dominant driver of the night has been that 46 machine. He'll restart 5th. We'll see what kind of restart the O2 machine can get in control of this field. He'll go earlier in the restart zone. That should spread things out a tad bit. And be clear heading down to turn number 1. Car on the wall might have been Jeff Carson or maybe Ron Fitting, but somebody made a big move to avoid. Jeremy Brown up to P4. To the inside of Ross Brockman for P3. Look how much confidence he has under braking there. Right up to the back bumper of Jackson Sims, right back to where he started. So definitely the 46 setting his car up for the longer runs. That was not anything crazy in quali, but there's only 2 drivers that were able to get to the 26 machine. They cannot do 100 laps on a tank. This is set up to mimic their real-life counterparts, 3 wide, a little bit further back. And so in the real-life race, they ran about 80, 82 laps. I don't think they'll go that far without a caution. 67's trying to make up a lot of progress. Move to the back to the front, top of 3 wide nearly. Richard Pruitt making some good moves here at the start of stage 3, nearly into the top 20. And 67 definitely off cycle. Donovan Boruff, he was started P7. And he's finally back to the top 20. He was quiet in stage 1. Rebounding to a top 20 for now. Take a look at his driver timeline. Really fell off in the first 20 laps right before the first caution, and it has been kind of stable ever since, and has been starting that climb back up through the field.
That is a cool addition.
It's fantastic. Here we go. Battle for the race lead. 46 to the inside of the O2. O2 has top 10 speed as it stands. Jeremy Brown has race-winning speed. We're not going to fight that too hard at the current moment with, 96 laps to go. But Raven brought up an interesting point. Oh, sorry. With the fuel as it is, it's about 80 laps. You could theoretically pit in 16 laps and say, all right, I'm done. The problem is you got to make that set of tires last 82 laps. So I think most guys... Oh, my goodness. I thought the 49 was about to get turned. I think most guys will probably split it roughly in half. Because I think you don't want to go too long the other direction where you pit with 20 laps to go, but you just hemorrhage time the second half of the stage. So if we were to go green all the way, look at it about 150-ish and just call it dead even, maybe 160, pit with 40 to go. I think that'd be the most common strategy play. These drivers that came in on lap 86 faring well. Matthew Dare, I mean, he's under pressure here for second, but it's got him up 10 spots from his starting position in P12. Jackson Sims, Ross Brockman holding on strong, and even Daniel Moynihan. He's kind of solidified his spot in the top 10 for now, and even putting a little bit of pressure on Claude Furlan. Yeah, you never know when that last caution's coming out too. So I hope we keep going green. I got a little chippy there in stage 2. I hope they keep going, and we get to see that strategy call. Like, when are you willing to, bite the bullet and pit? Because I don't know when the caution's coming out. I'll do it now. The longer they run, the more spread out they should get. That's how it normally works. Battle for P2 still. O2 has great staying power so far. If he doesn't really want to cut the dog leg, that should help save his tires a little bit over the course of the longer run.
I think Matthew Nurse, you said he's got top 10 speed. He's trying to show you that he's got a, race-winning mind, race-winning driver ability. The car might not be the best, but the driver behind it definitely wants to prove he can be.
He's done a nice job. He's got the track position, and he's held on to it for the most part. But even if you're Daniel Moynihan, you're now under pressure for 9th. Or excuse me, 8th. He is slipped back to 9th. But he's up 23 spots. 24 if you can fight back here into turn 4. But you would take that. If you sit here and you show up, you roll the car out, you qualify 32nd. Oh, Packard finally goes around. Don't come back up the track. Oh, my goodness. Whew. Have to sit there and wait.
Ooh, just cuts across the nose. Yeah. It's the danger of trying to cut in from the outside lane.
Oh, yeah, he just turned himself there. Able to lock it down, though. Does not let it roll up more so than it needed to be. Nick Hansen, Jeff Carson says thank you very much. He thought he was going to get the run. He just cuts down. Yep. He was playing with the brake and the throttle, and he did just enough to not come up another lane and get himself smoked. Mike McConville. So I will leave the alerts on. Nick Hansen going to join. Rich Jett from a little further back. Donovan Boruff, Nathan Yarnell, and obviously Packard Minto coming back in to work on their machines. Is this just fuel only? Yes, for McConville. 6 seconds. Boruff in and out. Minto's obviously got damage he wants to work on. Packard, he's in a tough spot because he just had a big spin, but he doesn't want to burn his last set of tires. Brandon Muir actually just took tires, but he is on a different, race at this point with how many laps down he is, so. Corey Burkert officially over the course of the last whatever finally got out of the pits, and your second retirement of the race officially. Corey Burkert, Bradley Gunn out of the race. Brandon Muir still running. Gavin Fitzgerald looks like he's just called it a night as well, so there's your third retirement. Sylvain Joly also not on track. Neither is Brett Bennett. So Brandon Muir gained a handful of spots up to 33rd. And then there's a big gap up after that. Yeah, I didn't think the leaders would bite there. Conville took fuel only. Um, just a strategy play that puts him so far back though. He might be willing to run it to the end. I'm not sure. At that point.
On fuel only?
Or at least make it a splash and go, maybe. Save time in the pits. I think he could be setting himself up for that. You don't want to do the whole third stage without changing tires.
Yeah.
But he could run it super late. I mean, we'll see. I assume he expects more cautions. Maybe he'll stay out on the next one and say, hey, I'm going to save the fuel. I don't know. Save fuel and pit from whenever the next caution comes out. And take the tires. I'm not sure. Great launch from Jeremy Brown. Half a second clear already as they battle P2.
Claude Furlan. There was almost contact there between him and Ross Brockman.
3 wide, the entrance of 3. Who's going to be brave? 80 slides up the hill, says Lincoln, you gotta get moved here, buddy.
Brockman was definitely.
I thought he was getting turned. I thought he was getting turned. I was like, that's going to be big if he gets turned there across the field. Lafrene's been involved in a lot tonight. Not just only the one incident, but he's been in just the thick of it. 85 loose off of 2, 06 loose off of 2. Here comes the 67 Machine Walker Thomas, charging back towards the top 10. This timeline will show you. Yeah, he came in right after. He came in to top off for fuel, and that's what did him in. But he's been inside the top pretty much the whole race before that. So just that extra stop. He pitted there right before the stage, and then stage caution. Popped off on fuel, nobody else wanted to. He's been marching back up ever since. Up to P13. Brent Kingcott, Lafrene have been pretty much side by side. Probably 60% of this race so far. Moynihan right there. Richard Pruitt inside the top 20. He's plus 15, having a strong night. John Wilco plus 14. Keeping the car clean. National Highway Safety Traffic Association, I believe that's the abbreviation. Definitely paying homage to the sponsor tonight. Cars in one piece. Fitting up inside the top 15. He's making a charge, but he is all the way up against the wall. He'll lose 2 spots there, Aaron Mack. And here comes Jeff Carson. So we got some movers here. These guys are battling just outside the top 20 for most of stage 2, but they're starting to make some moves. Packard going to have to kind of make do on those old tires. He's definitely had a really good spin on those, so he's just kind of stuck. Nick Hansen, Rich Jett right behind him. The battle for 27. Claude Furland to the inside of Brad Peters. Elliot Henderson right there in case something happens. Oh, and Peters got a bad run off of 2. Henderson jumps down to the inside.
There's that big ball from Peters there. It looked like it almost got loose on him down the backstretch.
Not common off that top side, trying to get the run down the. I guess that's the back shoulder. Makes sense. Just trying to get in that throttle a second too early, it gets loose on you.
Be hearing a lot of noises when these cars transition from the dogleg back on the track. Just constantly sounds like someone's wrecking. They're just bottoming out the entire time.
Doesn't sound pleasant.
No.
We are nearly fully underneath the night. The lights are on. It is dusk. We should easily get to the night by the time, 77 more laps pass by us. One more pit stop. We are in the final fuel window officially. Don't expect anyone to bite anytime soon, but it is open. There'll be no point pitting now because the tires haven't even really fallen off that much yet. The fence there. Jackson Sims blinking just a little bit there in P4. If that continues, he would be asked to find a safe spot to let some of these guys go by.
Donoville's been making his way through this field.
On that fuel only, he had gotten just inside the top 10, was challenging for a top 5. But if you take a look at his timeline, similar story. Came in.
Are we
midway through this run, I guess, for the fuel only stop?
It says fuel, but I mean, the way he is gaining on some of these cars definitely doesn't look like it was only fuel only.
I'd say naturally he has a faster car than some of these guys, but Donovan Boruff making his charge back up as well. He finally looks to have a little bit of speed in that 4 machine underneath him. Great qualifying at P7. He's been biding his time.
Boruff took 4.
It looks like it, 113. So that probably could help. Let's take a look at the...
And he's stuck behind McConville, so I think McConville took 4.
His pit stop was 6 seconds, though.
Man, I don't know.
McConville's he's been quick tonight. I think he's naturally quick. The 4, who hasn't had as much speed tonight, kind of even with him on the fresher tires, I would say.
Yeah, so be it. I could just be wrong. Mike McConville masterclass incoming.
We'll use the horizontal a little bit. CWs, that's what they use. Man, that's cool.
Get more professional every week.
We just add. We just add. It doesn't take up as much of the screen as I thought it would. I mean, definitely a bit. It looks nice. Could even do a shortened version of it. Well, let's see. Well, still some kinks to work out with it, so. Pit road. Obviously, he's a little bit off sequence.
We've got a caution.
Caution, Ross Brockman.
Ooh, there's Ooh, he just gets loose. Loose in front of the 16.
Take a look. So now this will be an interesting one. This caution will tell us what everybody thinks of what they got. Here we go. Through 4. Walks it up the hill, loose. 16 finishes them all, synchronized nearly. Ah! Tiny bit there. Left front, a little caved in. Not great. Not a whole lot of time to fix it, but it is not race ending. Let's see what we got up front here. Everybody's coming in. All right, so they're willing to. Oh, not everybody. Oh boy. We got
That's your pick to
split
win, man.
strategy. Claude Furland.
Ask for the lead.
Love it. Man, that is a call. It has completely flipped this race on its head. And the order is freaking out. So I'll say this much. Here we go. Let's break this down. There is a decent amount of time left in this race. Everybody that just pitted, and it looks like Jeremy Brown from, give it to Kirker and Durr, second and third out. All these guys will be quicker. But if we go 40 laps and get a caution, then first to 12th, 14th, they'll come in, both on that last set of tires, and they'll be the quickest to the end. Obviously, with 40, there'll be 20 laps to go. It'll be chaos, but I like it. There's going to be one more caution. It's just, but if we get caution after caution after caution, it's not going to matter if these guys just get to, you know, putt around under pace speed. So the top 12 have to be very careful. Don't bring out any cautions. Let it progress. We're bound to get one, but you just want to make sure it's, you know, soon. Or, not soon. Soon towards the end, maybe. I don't know. If you get a caution with 10 laps to go, they'll bolt on a set of tires and just, I mean, fly through this field. One more lap to get the field reorganized. Mike McConville and Donovan Boruff pitted at 113. Let's actually do... Where's it at? Do this. Real quick. There you go, really top 14. McConville pitted 23 laps to go, fuel only. Boruff also 23, but he took a big old swing at it. So those two could technically make it on fuel, but they wouldn't have the tires to make it, and then really everybody else around them, first to ninth, and then Lafrene down to Josh Mertens, they could not make it to the end. We're back underway. Claude Furland, good jump. They're going to get super aggressive here. Who's going to be the first man through on the fresh tires? Matthew Dirt, and they are just bottled up in traffic. It's actually Jeremy Brown. He was able to get one around him, even though Dirt won the race off pit road. Could be a big send here from the 46. Big send from the 76. Boruff up the hill.
76 trying to make it
29
wide.
loose.
29. It's from contact.
But they're just going to be so much quicker than these guys. I mean, you saw the chart. Some guys pitted 50 laps ago. We're going to be at a massive disadvantage here on tires. But Jeremy Brown back up into the top 10 already. Some of these guys, Donovan Boruff, they're kind of in between on strategies. John Wilco, Rich Jett, Mertens, he's fallen pretty big. Jeremy Brown up to 8th. Got past Ron Fitting. I mean, look at how much he's able to just get the run on the bottom. 3 wide here. Peters with the run off.
just able to lock it down to the inside.
Just roll the bottom so much better. P6. And now you can kind of move around and do what you need to do. There's not 4 wide in front of you. You're bottled up 15th. You can move around. Matthew Durrs, you know, can take a move to the inside. If somebody blocks you to the inside, you can go to the outside and just drive around them with fresh tires. These guys up here racing for the lead, as they rightfully should be, because you want to be the first on your strategy. But here come the guys with the fresh tires. You don't want to get run over and ruin both your races.
He's just gonna drive it into
Brad Peters!
Oh,
Elliot Henderson, big wreck. He just got sent up there with such speed.
Oh, because he hit the wall.
Oh.
He bounced off the inside wall. Wow, we're just a little jut there, man.
Oh my goodness. Then Henderson gets to finish the job. The right rear tire, that's not going to be good for Brad Peters. We were just talking about him inside the top 10. We mentioned it in qualifying or at the very top of the race. Like, you just, you know, you're going to ride the bottom there. And he was at a tight angle. Look how low he was entering the corner. Oh, and he actually gets a piece of McConville. And that's going to unsettle the 03 on entry. Slides to the left. It just catches the last O'Reilly part. Going to clip the 76 machine here. He goes for a half slide, but the 05 of Brad Peters. Back into the defense, and 03 still out of control. Hits him in the rear. What was that? I'm crazy here. Hits him in the left rear tire. Damn. Good news. The good news is these guys that pitted on lap 91 realize that caution is too soon. If they pit now, they lose all the track position for not even 10 laps of tire offset. They have figured it out. They are committed to this strategy. They need a little bit, 20 more laps or so, 30 more laps. Really, I'd say 30 minimum. And then you can really start, you put the pressure on these guys coming to the end of the race. Missed Claude Furland on Tuesday nights, man. He was the defending Truck Series champion 2 years ago. When we joined for 2025, we said he was the defending champ. Had a consistent season in 25, but barely missed out on the playoffs. Haven't seen him on Tuesdays, but having some really good speed on Mondays. Glad to see him still around. Oh, the pace car went down, but the lights came right back on. Brad Peters says, you know what? I'm going to fix some more damage. And all of this, Richard Pruitt has been on pit road with what looks to be some right front damage that he needs fixed, and he's gone a handful of laps down. Brandon Minto, over the course of the last 10 laps, has also retired. And poor Brandon Muir, he was making up a bunch of spots, and then he looks like he's also retired. He had only 5 more laps to go before he would have got Brett Bennett. And he even would have got Brandon Minto at this point. Then Richard Pruitt might be a little bit just out of reach. They went an extra lap and they almost looked more disorganized this time. How did they do that? Poor Brad Peters, he's kind of committed to fixing some damage here, and they're still way out of sync there in the back. That's the 26 that was looking through wide.
All right, how long do you think this lead lasts with Jamie Brown right there?
43 got a good jump on that restart, so I'd give it a lap.
Nope, here's a caution.
Ooh.
31 is around.
Oh, 29. To the inside wall there, Jordan Smith. No back bumper either. Oh, what in the world?
Ooh.
Oh, 20. Oh, no. That is not okay. Man, Jackson Sims is how?
Well, that was a fun start.
I don't inherently know. Oh, he blinked.
That's so unlucky.
So he sees the wreck start. He's like, hang on. He's like, they're going down to the inside wall, and he's gone. I mean, instantaneously gone. So
he comes back.
We'll be right with you. Like, come on, let's get. Hey, that's not what. We'll be right back, and destroys the 29. Now, as for what the 31 was doing, his car is translucent at this point, so that's problem number one. Problem number two is it's a restart, and most people want to cut the dog leg. He did not want to. He was gonna take. Let's get rid of that. He wanted to go here. I have to diagram this out. He wanted to just take this nice little arc right there. He did not want to cut the dog leg. I mean, you can already see it. Obviously, it did not work. Zach Osborne, Aaron Mack, Jackson Sims, Jordan Smith all involved as a result. And then Elliot Henderson, does he get another piece of this? Or does he just kind of snake through? Yeah, he just snakes through it all. That's a bad beat there for the 29. So to repeat my previous point, not long enough in laps for these guys to, take their last set of tires. I don't know what I was doing there. Here we go. We're already back. For the restart, they got everybody organized pretty quick this time. Another good jump for the 43. See if they can make it past start-finish line.
See how long the 43 can hold this lead as well.
So Jeremy Brown will make a big move there. And he'll clear. Got one car in front of him, massive tire offset, so... Ooh, a couple cars into the fence there.
Moynihan getting sent 3 wide here by Durr.
53 is also now translucent at this point. That's unsure of why that happens. But here comes the 46. He'll just roll the bottom, 50 lap fresher tires, no contest. He'll finalize the pass into turn number 3. But at this point, the 43, you lost the lead with, 49 to go. Not a big deal. You got a different strategy. If caution comes out in 20 laps, you're going to get him right back. He is the leader of this lap 91 strategy. He's half a second ahead of Lindgren, ahead of Brent Kingcott. Walker Thomas, David Moynihan, Frene, Josh Mertens, all on the same strategy. So they want this thing to run a little bit now. Log some laps, get these tires worn. They put it on lap 134. Most of that has been under caution since then. So, I mean, approaching 20 laps, half of that caution. So, at this point, 10 lap tire offset and the other advantage, but it's not really worth it. However, you do need the caution because you cannot just limp to the end here. You have so many cautions. You're still not going to make it on fuel if you put it on lap 91. I don't think you could save that much with, these couple cautions, but if you did make it, you'd be so slow on tires that your lap's down anyways. And if you can't make it, you have to pit for fuel anyway. Like you have to have one more caution. It's just a matter of when you get it. And so now, if you're sitting here, if you're Gabriel Lafreniere in P12, if we get a caution in 5 laps, you might blink first on the lap 91 strategy. If you're sitting here P2, you're going to run it dry. You're going to run it to the very last drop. Matthew Durr next up on the 134 strategy. He's finally cutting his way through this traffic. He'll roll the throttle. Back up to P4. He's 1.7 behind Jeremy Brown. Aiden Kirker also clears King Cott on the same strategy as the O2 he's chasing. A little bit of right rear damage, but inside the top 5. Dominating performance last week. Sliding the tires just a bit. That's what they want. To hear them sliding those tires, just wear them out. And they'll bolt on the set, hopefully with 20 laps to go after a caution, and just hunt them right back down the other way. A lot to be decided still. Two to the inside of Lindgren there. Next up, Claude Furlan for him. We weren't here for Daytona or Atlanta. Brad Peters won the season opener. Elliott Henderson won Atlanta. And then we joined for week 3. Aiden Kirker. So 3 different winners. The first 3 races of the season. Very likely we're going to go 4 for 4. Very likely. Whether it be Jeremy B. Brown, we go green to the end. 29 machine destroyed. Just logging laps, trying to get the best possible finish in a season-long points format. Completely understandable. Whether that be Jeremy Brown, the 4th winner, or Claude Furlan, he's leading the lap 91 strategy. If he can get a good break with a caution and then go up there and get that win. Or somebody else, whether it be Lindgren or Kincott or some, Lafreniere, does he have a late charge on the lap 91 strategy? Because they'll be, battling amongst themselves. Like McConville's right there on the alternate strategy. John Wilco's cracked the top 10. Let's take a look at this timeline. This will be a good one. Look how much progress he's made in stage 3, man. Did not qualify, fell back on his points. Doing a nice job.
So Furlan driving the heck out of this car to be able to still be in the top 5.
It can only help him
because
he's ahead of everyone on the same strategy. And he might not lose as much time, lose as many actual spots on track. He can only help himself by just being annoying. Make these guys burn up their tires trying to pass you. It'll be easier when you pass them back. There's still a lot of close racing. You're getting spread out a little bit, so it's 2 things. You're getting more laps. Oh, 29! That could have been a caution if that went a little bit worse for wear there. It's 2 things. You're logging those laps, but you're also like, okay, when are we going to get the caution? 37 to go. I think at this point, you're almost in half-to-pit mode, maybe, if those guys on the alternate strategy. It's fairly close. I'd say 30 or less, you gotta go. Anything else, you're being really greedy in what is a predominantly clean league. Especially on Tuesday nights, we usually, we've had almost no issues, no cautions. Ron Fitting there, making a move into the top 15. He's plus 11. Brockman getting around Blair. E-Bone, he's plus 19. He got in. He was the last man in on points. And he's got a top 20 right now. And looking to build on that advantage and not have to fall back outside of that top 30. Every spot matters for somebody, for something. Aaron Mack, your lucky dog. As it stands. Tell you what, though. What snuck under our noses, and we'll show you, look at that 4-tire stop there. That was the one farthest to the right for Brockton Packard. Hit it at lap 148. It must be said, this is an estimate, because this is a very complex plug-in system created by Shane Cochran of Collateral Sports. Let me make sure I get this right, because he's the one that the brains behind the operation. Let me say it right, but let me kind of get into what we're showing you guys. Collateral Damage Sports Network, Shane Cochran, customizes plugin. It is an estimation. It is simply saying how much time he spent on pit road, because obviously you only had 3 sets. But if he has to wait on fuel every single time, it could be, the same length as a 4-tire stop, essentially, is what it's saying. But you look at it right at the stage there, so probably pretty accurate, right around 40. Right at, you see lap 84, right after that stage 2. But by, process of elimination, that 4 farthest to the right, lap 148, he bolted on a set of 4 tires under one of those cautions. He's got himself into P2. An eventful...
He was running lap times comparable to the leader, but
he actually just fell off a bit over the last couple laps as I started talking about it. And that's the case of, just swinging for the fences. He might not have the fastest car. He started 29th, so... But, even on the fresher tires, right, the dominant car of the night is Jeremy Brown. So it's like, okay, even with a 10-lap tire offset, I can't really catch him. But he's pulling away from everybody else that's not insanely quick tonight. Matthew Dare, obviously very quick tonight, is keeping him honest, but 2 seconds back to Aiden Kirker. So Packard, if it goes green, by the way, inside of 30 to go, and if we don't get a caution, a lot of people are going to be, the alternate strategy guys are going to just be heartbroken that they won't get to use that last set of tires. Because let's look at Claude Furlan's timeline. This will be pretty clean. Pitted at the end of stage 1 for 4 tires. Pitted at the end of stage 2 for 4 tires. Has not been in since, so that is process of elimination there. He's 2 pit stops, 2 tire changes. He's got 1 set of tires left. He's sitting P4. He'd love to use them. Similar situation, Zach Lindgren. 2 stops. Kingcott. He started from pit road. That's the repair thing there. He was on the pits on lap 0. But only 2 actual stops for him. Walker Thomas. He had a fuel-only stop there at lap 96, but just 2 tire changes. With Furland, yeah, he has to run it dry. He wants to pit under yellow, come out top 15-ish and just hunt these guys down. created a bit of a train here behind him. There's Moynihan, P12. Biggest mover of the night, John Wilco, plus 28. Rich Jet, plus 26. They have made their move here in this final stage. Charging towards the top 10. Wilco, a spot in the top 10, just consistently making moves. He's putting McConville under pressure for P9. He's got the fresher tires. He pitted at lap 134. McConville, lap 113. Let's remind you what we're talking about with that. If you go to pit stop stats, Cameron Brown pitted 41 laps ago. Todd Furland 84 laps ago. So that would be the swing. Brockton Packard, kind of the alternate strategy, 28 laps ago. He split everybody. I would call the normal strategy the guys that pitted 42 laps ago. Packard's kind of a one-off. Furland, Lindgren, Kingcott, Thomas, McConville, all on the alternate strategy, hoping for one more caution. And that information is just so good. Again, shout out to Shane Cochran, man. Allows us to tell a better picture of what this race is turning out to be. And it's a strategy race right now. But you see all these cars, you're like, hey, just somebody get loose. Let it not be me. Oh, Wilco got a little loose as I said that.
Needs to be just block them. Play your best Ryan Newman. Make them worth to get around you. You gotta.
And then at that point,
got a little pack behind you.
If you're Claude Furland, right? If you pit, you'll be the fastest car in the track by a mile. But then you're a lap down, you unlap yourself, and you fight back to, a top 10. And it's like, oh, man. What could have been? Packard kind of pulling away a little bit from Matthew Dare. So the tire is definitely falling off a little bit for Dare. We're 14 laps older, so they kind of hit that cliff first. So he closed in, got in the dirty air. He fell back just a little bit. Packard will probably be there in another 10 laps himself, and we'll see if Dare can reel him back in at that point. It's biting the fingernails time. 20 laps to go. This is the pack. This is where the caution will come out at. There's not a whole lot of drivers left that are, nose to tail battling besides this, and they're super clean. Moynihan, Jett, Wilco, McConville, Furland, all super consistent drivers. And where do you... Oh, there is Daniel Moynihan. He bit the bullet, having to pit under green. And so you imagine it's not much further for the rest of these guys, and 4 tires, it's going to be, a 15-second stop under green. And the leader's not coming in, so it's not, I'm going to rotate, back out. You're going to have to just fly and hope you get a top 15. Lindgren is in on the following lap. Same story, 4 tires and fuel. They need a caution, and they need it now. But again, as these guys pit, there's even less cars in this battle. They get even more spread out. So is Lafrene out? Something has happened to Lafrene. He might be out. Kingcott is in. Josh Mertens is in. Walker Thomas came in at lap 96. He could go the furthest, so he's got about 5 more laps. And he's begging for a caution because now it's in his favor. He's the one leading this strategy. Absolutely begging for it. 17 to go. Would have a 50-lap difference in tires. Could easily just win this race. But they have, they've cleaned up their act, have they not, Art?
Oh, definitely. Goes from the ending of stage 2 being like caution fest this last stage was. I mean, they
Oh, and here
started off
comes
not
Claude
super- here
Furlan.
Yeah, Furlan was banking on it continuing to
Like,
be a
because I said
mess.
you didn't want to pit with 60 to go and you get a 10-lap offset because you're not going to pass Jeremy Brown with a 10-lap advantage. So it's just Walker Thomas. He needs the caution. He's not even clutching it. He waited, the 5 laps. So he'll just run it dry. If he gets the caution, he gets it. Jeff Carson on Chris Claude there for P15 or 14, excuse me. I respect it because it's like they waited, and honestly, Packard made the best call. He's like, you know what? There's 50 to go. That's normally when people I thought would have pitted anyways, so he took that advantage. That was the last caution, was like 145, and he said, you know what? We're going for it. And if it's just, it's going to work out for him. He's going to get a podium. He was the one that timed it the best. And you look here, Kingcott 21st, Lindgren 22nd, Moynihan 23rd, Claude Furlan 24th. And there is Walker Thomas. So there is the death of the alternate strategy. 12 to go.
Ooh, Furlan might be the caution.
Oh,
he
that
got loose.
Man.
Heartbreaking.
He's driving mad, man. He's like, we had 3 cautions to start stage 3, and then, he just didn't get the final one. P24 and what? Easily. Could have been a race win if he just gets the caution 5 laps ago. Probably wins the race. Just like that, though, everything's, officially spread out. It's not over. If there's a caution and who would it be? It's not even them. It's Elliott Henderson that's the lucky dog, and his car beat the junk. So they wouldn't even be able to take advantage. Look at here. They're just flying through the field. They got to catch him. If they cause the caution trying to catch him now, though, it's a defeating purpose at that point. Kingcott going to be the one to force the issue here. Elliott Henderson 3.5 seconds up the road. He's still got to get there. Rich Jett squarely inside the top, and that's going to give. Look at this. Look at the guys up here. John Wilco plus 32. Alex Princeton plus 21. Ron Fitting plus 18. Nick Hansen. We haven't said his name a lot tonight. He's P10. Ross Brockman, 11. Donovan Boruff looked nowhere. He qualified 7th. He's in the top 15. They're closing in quickly on Henderson. So one of these guys, it's alive for somebody, ever so slightly, whether that be Kingcott or Lindgren, or maybe even Walker Thomas, who pitted 6 laps later. Who's driving, a top 3 pace at times tonight. He's closing in. There's Elliott Henderson. Lindgren, this is desperation, because one of these guys is going to get the lucky dog and have the fresh tires to go past everybody. Here comes Walker Thomas, who's got even 6-lap fresher tires. So Kingcott, at this point, you're not even going to win the race, though, because you're burning your stuff up as well. And it's going to be like less than 5 to go if you do get the caution. But you would get probably a top 5. Oh, but with that, Jackson Sims just got put a lap down. So now you got to charge again. 4.5 seconds, and I think it's dead now at that point, with 6 laps to go. Let's take a look here at the driver timeline for Jeremy Brown. It's pretty good.
It's consistent.
It's
consistent.
It's pretty good. He made 3 pit stops tonight. at the end of stage 1, end of stage 2, and lap 134 when they split the strategies. He, got down to like 15th, which is the lowest he's run all night. Passed all the drivers on old tires, was able to hold off Matthew Durr, who was the man that was chasing him on the same strategy. And he's led ever since. 4 to go. In a dominant performance. Race dominated by strategy. Another Blair Kneebone a lap down. He's 15th. Plus 24 right rear damage. He's going to get top 15 out of this. Potentially. King Cod is, shot out of a cannon, but 15th or 16th, he was the last man in on points. He's going to get a solid points to continue his charge of locking himself into races. So, first and below out of this race. 14 cars on the lead lap in what was, a race partly dominated by strategy. Let's take a look at the fastest 5 for 5. 16th, 19th, 17th, 20th, 21st. And that's just the strategy in shambles, man. That's heartbreaking. None of the guys in the lead are anywhere close to that. Just like that, though. Down the back straightaway. But into turn 3. Just going to want to hustle it through here just to make sure. Jeremy Brown. White flag in the air. Race is official. One and two for the final time. 4 seconds clear of Brockton Packard, who was able to ace the strategy and what ended up being a fantastic result for him, plus 27. But Jeremy Brown, the dominant car of the night, started third, won both stages, and wins the race. Your winner here of the GOVX 200 at Phoenix.
Just utter domination, man.
Packard hustled all the way home. Durr, third. Last week's winner gets another top 5. McConville, Wilco, Princeton, Fitting, Jet, Hansen. Nick Hansen with the top 10. Ross Brockman, P11. Donovan Boruff, P12. Jeff Carson, 13th. Chris Cloud going to round out your lead lap finishers here in P14. How about that? Lap leaders tonight, 166 for Jeremy Brown. It gave one extra to somebody, but, it pretty much tells the story. Utter domination. He's got plenty of room for a burnout.
We'll say, nice to not be a jinx this week. Our picks to win did not, no tragic accidents.
Well,
so far.
Claude Furlan's strategy was a tragic accident. That's
when you play strategy. You take a risk, you go for it. That's, it happens. But
21st did not deserve 21st. I feel like I say that a lot about him, sadly. But it was a solid race. Got the strategy, got battles literally all over this field. Deserving winner. That was fun.
We've got P1 and 3, ready when you are.
Let's get them in here. Here with your race winner tonight, Jeremy Brown, the 46 machine, led 166 laps, won both stages, and was able to not get caught off there with that strategy at the end. Went green to the end, which you love to see, and you're able to just take the win in dominating fashion. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was. I was worried when I took my tires when I did that. I was like, this is going to be how we lose this race, but fortunes played out that I could get up front, and I wasn't so worried once I got up front because there was a lot of guys stuck behind the guys that didn't take tires, so I could save a lot. The last run was probably my slowest run of the night, but yeah, the Team Conti setups were on point this week, and we appreciate them for it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a testament to the league itself, right? Because you come in and we split the strategies. You know, you got it's maybe like 60-40. You get most of the field pitted at lap 134, and then there's a contingent is like we're gonna stay out. And Packard actually was the one that timed it. He's like, all right, I don't know if we're gonna get another caution, and he pitted at lap 148, and that was it. We went 50 laps green to the end. Um, and those guys that waited, they just never got that caution. They came in, pit under green. But it's good to see, right? Like, somebody got wrecked with 5 laps to go, and the dominant car of the night, he pitted 30 laps ago, and he doesn't have a chance. So it's good for
Yeah,
the league that we were able to run to the finish, and there's the element of strategies there. If somebody does wreck it, it was rare tonight, so it made for a
yeah,
fantastic race.
absolutely. These guys, they took care of each other tonight, and there's a good group of guys here. Every once in a while, tempers will flare, but you expect that. I mean, you can't put a room full of 40 men and expect them to get along all the time. But for the most part, there's a great group of guys here, and I'm super grateful that we made it the last 50 some laps. I was a little worried about Brock, but I could see him. I could see him back there. I could tell he was trying really hard. And I was like, all I got to do is just save a little bit, and I hopefully he won't get to me. But and then he was kind of the last 15 or 20 laps. He was in the same boat that I was, and just praying that we don't get a caution because he played the cards right. He was definitely the biggest threat there at the end.
Absolutely. But congratulations on the win tonight. Won the stage. I mean, that's just about. Didn't get the pole, but you can't have everything.
That's right.
Congratulations again, and we'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
Alrighty, thank you. Yeah, I would like to thank everybody at Elite Motorsports. Those guys have really, really, really helped me over the past couple of years to make me a better driver. I can't say enough about Zach and Jared, and we've added a few people. This year, Nathan was with us last year, but Aiden and Walker and Brad this year. So we 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 got a good little crew there, and hopefully we'll be a force to reckon with this year. And also, Elite Designs for keeping me in some beautiful paints. I don't know if y'all seen my Voodoo Ranger right here. This was its maiden voyage, and like I don't know, we might have to put it up for a while now. And
Put it in the museum for the year. Bring it out
that's
next
right.
year.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and,
But
and you and also I want to give a shout out to Chris Claude because like he doesn't get enough credit. 'Cause he runs essentially 3 leagues. I know it's one big league, but like, and I know he has to put up with whining drivers every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday night, and like he just doesn't get enough credit for the time that he puts in to this league. So like kudos to him because without him there is no us, and he gives us a place to come every Monday night and have a good time, and I do appreciate that a whole lot.
absolutely, got a Voodoo Ranger fan in the chat. He said he's gonna crack open a cold one for you. So.
There you go. There you go. I got a couple of orange ones here sitting next to me, but I usually drink the green ones just because that's what's mostly available here at my local Walmart. So
Yeah, but absolutely a great league. I mean, we came in last year for the trucks, and got called up to the O'Reillys for a couple races, and it's cool to see. We got the full field. We actually sent some people home. Unfortunate for them, but like, we got a full league. Like it's filled out. People want to be here, want to race, and that's just cool to see that it's what it is. So.
yeah, and you guys do a great job. I've only run a handful of truck races. I ran them all this year, but I just not able to run a full season because it's real life gets in the way.
Mm-hmm.
But but y'all do a great job. I love going back and watching the broadcast afterwards. So we appreciate y'all too.
Appreciate the kind words. Well, congratulations again. Enjoy the victory, and we'll see you next week at Las Vegas.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it.
Here with your runner-up tonight, Brock Packard in the 49 machine, up 27 spots from where he started, and he got the strategy just about as perfect as you could have. He was on the alternate strategy. Um, did not pit at 134 with most of the leaders at the time. And then had a couple cautions to start, midway through stage 3. Lap 148, he's like, you know what? I don't know if we're going to get another one. You come down, take the last set of tires. Everyone else around you doesn't. They all finish in the 20s, and you come home runner up tonight.
Yeah, it was a topsy-turvy race for the Charlotte Esports, Niner Esports 49. Started deep in the field, like you guys had mentioned, our JR, TCR, All Ball Co. Qualifying trim just wasn't quite there for us today. Actually sent a couple of our guys home. Hate to see that. But, Mike and Nick kind of had us in the right pace moving forward. We knew we had good long run speed, and I think Nick and I were up 10 or 15 spots at the first caution and just kept marching up through the field. And just got lucky with the caution where it came out. I'm sure you guys remember me getting spun out in the dog leg. It's a racing deal, it happens, but went from 30th all the way up to inside the top 10, back to 30th again. And so had to do it all over again, had to do something different. Couldn't just sit in the back and wait for it to fall in my lap. Had to do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, and trying to say, oh, we had those couple cautions in stage 3. It's like, when is the last one going to be? When can I bolt on the last set of tires? You don't want to wait too late, and that caution never comes. And so you played it perfectly right in the middle there. And I got within a second of the 46 machine, Jeremy Brown, at one point in time, but he was just in a different zip code tonight. But got within a second late. Able to hold off the O2 as well, and a runner-up definitely well deserved after spinning out, going back to the field, going all the way back up. So another good result.
Yeah, a couple top tens in the last couple of weeks. We didn't finish great in Atlanta. Finished top 10 in Coda. Another top 10 here in Phoenix. It's good for the points. Good points day for sure. And yeah, Jeremy's lights out, man. He's one of the class of the fields, or one of the best guys in here. So to finish second to him, it sucks, especially since we got to under a second there a couple times, but he was just lights out. Really good at tire saving. Was able to pull away through traffic. So all credit goes to him. O2 was fast too. He was fun to race around. We both kind of started in the back, so it was cool to kind of move up with him too.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the runner-up here tonight, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Yeah, of course. Got to thank the Charlotte Esports and Niner Esports is the school I go to. They always support me through all these races. Got to thank TCR, JAR, All Ball Co. They've helped us with setups and all that. Got to thank you guys for coming up to the O'Reilly series, putting on these great broadcasts. I've been in the truck series now for about a year. Love what you guys do there. Got to thank all the Sim Racing League um, admins for everything they do. I know Chris puts a bunch of time and his own personal money in this, so couldn't be here without him. Got to thank all the friends and family watching at home, and yeah, can't wait for next week, Las Vegas.
Absolutely. Congratulations again, and we'll see you next week in Las Vegas.
Thanks, guys.
Here with your third place finisher, Matthew Durr, in the O2 machine. A solid, consistent night for the O2 machine, able to play the strategy right, and comes home with a podium here this evening at Phoenix.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Was not easy for the first two stages. I really didn't feel like that we had a good setup there to start off with, but obviously, again, the track position was a huge thing, and once the sun went down, the grip went up, and I feel like that's really where our setup really came alive.
And sorry to interrupt, but yeah, just to that point, looking at your driver timeline, just kind of bouncing around the top 10 to top 15 for the first two stages, literally right before lap 100, the sun goes down, and it's just the whole second half of the race, just a whole different story. So
Yeah, because I was struggling that first half. I mean, I feel like I was pushing the car, but turns out I really wasn't because all my teammates were had a lot more tire wear than me, and then in that second half, it just really came alive. Also, I just kind of was watching Jeremy and Aiden in front of me after they got by me and just watching their lines, seeing what their breaking point was, and just trying to copy that. And I think that helped a lot too. Um, so yeah, just overall that second half was really good, and I'm hoping can continue that for Vegas and beyond.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the podium, and we'll let you get any additional shout outs in if you have any.
Yeah, shout out to all of the Spectrum guys for constantly helping me. I don't think I would have driven as well if they kept giving me pointers and hints and whatnot if I was struggling or whatnot. So just thank you to all those guys for helping me out.
Absolutely. You've been able to lead a couple laps here tonight as well, right around the start of stage 3. So look good up there tonight. Congrats on the podium, and we'll let you get. We'll see you next week at Las Vegas.
Yep, thanks guys. We'll see you next week.
Right. What a race that was. Art, any final thoughts?
Uh, big fan of being able to, move. I mean, it is up for us into the B car, the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. They're sending people home. The competition is great at the top. Again, I didn't watch the first 2 races. We saw Aiden Kirker come out and dominate the field at Coda. That was my pick to win, and
He was on the
Jeremy
pole
Brown
here tonight, got
yeah,
4th. I mean, he's right up there week in and week out,
the
it looks like.
competition here is good.
Like, we just sent
Yeah.
Logan Giesbrecht home, and he's literally runs top 10 pretty much every week in the trucks. Yeah.
So I know we have right now guaranteed 1 more week for this, uh, and I understand why. If like we can't get past that week, we are, we think highly of ourselves. So,
Combo,
but
go make some money to pay us the money. No, but I mean, it's fun though. Like, it's objectively enjoyable when you can get a full field. I mean, it's like, hope some of these guys are listening. They come hang out with us tomorrow night. That'd be nice. The more trucks, the more cars. It just makes it better. Like, oh, we only had 3 lead changes, but they were just going nuts in the middle of this field. John Wilco gained 32 spots, right? We had a strategy race. It's like, oh, we don't know who's going to win the race up until the very end, despite Jeremy Brown leading 90% of the race. You send some guys home. Oh, we're not broadcasting tomorrow. All right. We're off for 3 weeks. Trucks. Well, forgot about that. But yeah, hopefully some of the Monday night guys, once they realize they're not being broadcast anymore, they come to the Tuesday night, hang out with us. But yeah, we send some truck regulars home tonight. We DNQ some people. Hope they don't get too discouraged. I hope they keep coming back. I hope they want to improve and make the race, because that's just fun. I told Art and Corbin 1,000 times, like, oh, I wanted to race in a league where it's like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get in. Like, it's that competitive. And that's what we have here. In the NSRL, they got Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. They do a lot. So, again, congratulations to Jeremy Brown, Brockton Packard, Matthew Durr, on your podiums. See there, the most laps led, obviously, for Jeremy Brown. John Wilco, your hard charger. Fastest lap, obviously, for the race winner. Fastest lap, no difference. There are only 11 cautions, 36 laps, the majority of the race run under green. No overtime. Aiden Kirker was on the pole here tonight. Ethan Ball and Keith Black, if you're out there, I'd implore you to just get in the race next week at Vegas. It makes it feel that much better. So that is the GOVX 200. We'll be back this weekend for some Wreckfest action, and then back next Monday night at Las Vegas. So y'all there. Take care.